Yeah. Hello, so this is TGI Advice brought to you by MentiasieTV. So yes, call me Lady. My name is Lady. We're bringing you this series called MedSchool Diaries, where we have the opportunity to interview final year students in Ukraine. Yeah, so they'll be sharing their life experiences with us. And today, I'm privileged to be with my co-host.
My name is Richmond Kwasin. Most of you out there know me as a host on MentiasieTV. Today I'm joining my wonderful lady here to host this show, interview these wonderful people based on their life experiences on the land of Ukraine. So without saying much, we'll just start introducing them. So from the far left.
My name is Dr. Reginald Tete Klemisu, and
I'm Quentin Francis, a final year medical student, Ivano-Frankivsk National Medical University. Thank you.
Yeah.
And my name is Dr. Nanepia Jubikete, final year student of Ivano-Frankivsk.
Okay, so viewers out there, all we want you to do right now is to relax and then join us, follow us, be with us, even as we ask these people some questions and then we learn from their experiences they've had. Some we believe have had 7 years experience, some 6. So based on whatever, we'll get to know at the end of the day.
Right, so before we actually talk about like what happened in Ukraine, I want to ask you guys like what really made you decide to come to this land? First of all, what made you decide to be a medical doctor, and then what made you come here? Did you start in? I think.
Okay, I'll start. Thank you very much. I would say growing up, I've always wanted to be a medical doctor. And when I completed the secondary school, I didn't get a chance to go to the medical school. So I ended up doing biochemistry. So I have my first degree in biochemistry already.
Wow,
And,
fresh out.
I see it to be what God has destined for me, because after my first degree, I started working, and I was enjoying life with the little money that I was making.
Whoa.
And then the door opened for me to come to the medical school. So it wasn't difficult for me to leave the work that I was doing, even though I was enjoying some money.
Okay.
But because of the
The
passion,
passion you
I had
had.
to be a medical doctor, it was easy for me to come. So that's why I'm here,
Wow.
to pursue my dream. Thank you.
How about you, Ikea?
Okay, I was being inspired by someone, but then I don't know where to start from, but what I can say is I completed senior high school. I don't know whether I should mention my school's name, but then I'll keep that one for now. So after I completed, first I wanted to do nursing, yeah, but later on I was being inspired by one special person, and the person advised me that it would be cool to do this because I love to be in the medical institution, and by God's grace I'm here. That's my inspiration to that. Yeah.
Okay, so for you, you're inspired by someone.
And me
enter the medical
myself.
field.
Yeah.
But did you really want it? Like,
I
is it
really
something you wanted to do?
I really wanted to actually, because I have a lot of reasons why, and why I came to Ivano-Frankivsk, or let me say Ukraine itself. Yeah, because I saw a lot of things in the hospitals in Ghana, and the way some of the nurses and some doctors were maltreating some patients. I didn't really love it, so I was being inspired to make a difference.
Wow.
That's cool. Now let's hear from the last but not the least.
so my story goes way back. But first off, medicine was not my first choice. I actually wanted to do engineering. I was like, because initially I actually didn't like the competition in medicine, because usually it makes it look like you're supposed to be an extra student, and so it actually puts me off a little.
It's true.
But I realized something, I have an uncle who is a doctor, so he actually was the one who advised me to pick up this one, the profession, because it's a very prestigious profession, which I mean, it gives you a lot of advantage to help people, to at least put people on a certain edge if you have the need to help them. And also I want to say, when I was a kid, I used to be very stubborn actually.
Okay.
So there was one time I was washing in the bathroom, so I mistakenly slipped, and you know there was this edge, like this broken edge of the towels. So I hit my head on the towels, and there was a very deep cut, which initially I didn't have any pain. You know, usually when you have a deep cut, you don't have any pain. So I was wondering, oh, okay, is something wrong with me? So I took it to my mom, like, mom, see, is there anything wrong with me? And she just shouted, like, what's wrong with you? So like, why is this woman shouting? There's nothing wrong with me. So she was the one that rushed me to the hospital, was panicking, like...
Are you bleeding?
Yeah, I was bleeding, like,
wow.
Seriously, I was bleeding. So when I got to the hospital, like, my mom was acting like, yo, like, my son, like, what's wrong with you? Like, about, like, yeah. But when I got there, I really liked the way the doctor handled everything. Like, he took his time, was like, oh, he smiled at me like, oh, don't worry, I know what's going on, take your time, everything will be fine. Then, you know, when you're in like this state where it's like you feel like everything is wrong, but someone comes to give you this tone, like everything comforts you. It gives you this type of like joy, you understand? So I feel that's one of the reasons why it made me want to pursue, because I like how doctors are able to control themselves in very serious situation, like emergency, you understand? They'll take their time and take care of the patients. Very beautiful. So I think that was one of the reasons why I wanted to.
All right, before we move on to the next question, let me quickly also chip in something concerning why I also decided to take up medicine. It goes way back. I also didn't have it as a first choice. I wanted to pursue pharmacy, and you know, the university I attended in Ghana didn't allow that. I think then it wasn't as part of the courses in school. So I had to go for human biology, which was close to medicine. So we were told. So I was like, okay, let me give it a try. I attended, but then in the course of the studies, in the course of semester activities and all, you realize that anytime medical students come to the place where we were, for instance, when it's getting to a time for modules, exams, let me use exams, they always give priority to the medical students. And it was always getting to me. I always see them and I'm like, nah, I think I can do more. I can do more than I'm doing now. But you know, there's something about imagination. The more you imagine to be something, I think some way, somehow, you get closer and closer to your imagination. So the more and more I was imagining myself as a medical student, one day my dad just called me and then was like, this is what I'm thinking, so what do you think? Now, I didn't want to scream on the phone for him to know that, oh, I've been thinking of this thing a long time ago. So I had to compose myself. I was like, oh, it's a good idea. And the fact that he even suggested outside my country, was like, oh, okay. Oh, God is good. God is good. So that was how come I also found myself on this land of Ukraine. And here we are, final year students, medical doctors to be, soon to be doctors. It's been a great journey. So moving on to the next question, I would like to ask a simple question.
You will not ask me about my
Sorry.
Alright, okay, so for me, whilst growing up, there was nothing science about me. Like, I just wasn't interested in anything about science. I loved general art. I loved reading. I loved telling stories. In fact, I loved talking. I can talk well. So everything was about general art, going to be a journalist, going to do this. Like, there was nothing about science. Like, I didn't know anything about science. But then before I wrote my BC, I had a special person in my life, and this person was constantly getting sick, you know, and the person was very dear to me, and it used to get to me a lot. Like, it's like the doctors would not find out what was really wrong with him, and every time there was different stories here and then. I witnessed everything. I was always depressed. Like, it got to me so much. I wanted to help out.
Do more.
So I could find myself always going to him to just sleep by him and just watch him, analyze him. I just wanted to know what was going on with him. Why is he suffering so much? Why is he in pain? And why can't they just give him like medication to just get rid of everything? It was just not working. So that is when I started getting interested in like science. Like I wanted to know what was wrong with the human body. Why this person this? Why this person like why are there changes with the body? That's what I get interested in science. And when I went to senior high school too, you know, my school is such that it doesn't matter. I actually took general art. I was going to general art there, but then it got to like I think because after writing the first entrance exam in the school, they changed my course for me. You know, I think I did so well in the science courses than the English aspect, and so it actually gave me the ticket to be a science student.
It's actually my story too. You know, secondary school. Yeah, my headmaster actually made that decision that no, I don't think I want to admit you into business field. You will be a science student by force. My dad also gave me the look like, okay, this is what your headmaster said. I can't do anything about it.
Actually, my story was similar though. I also went to SHS with
Another course. Okay.
But I mean, there was the opportunity for me to change because there were some people changed but they couldn't. But I was lucky.
You got it straight up.
I got straight up, but I didn't do biology straight. I went to do geography with science. So mine was similar.
Okay, so that is how I got into science, and after entering science, everything was about being a medical doctor too. I lost this special person that became my dying dream to help others not to end up like him, and that is how it has been the driving force. Yeah, that's how been the driving force. But initially, and maybe even maybe after accomplishing my dream, I might still go back to my initial dream. Because I still love the general art and I still love.
Oh, okay, for me, I believe being a doctor doesn't stop you from having extra dreams.
That's true.
As a human being, you're supposed to be diverse, have diversity in your being because you can't be just tied up to one.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be.
We're creating such a way that we can do many things and still be good.
Alright, so the next question I'd like to ask. Why medicine? Starting with my precious
Doctor.
I think I said earlier on the reason why I chose that medicine, because everybody will say I want to be a medical student because I want to save lives, I want to do this, I want to do that. But with my own thoughts or my inspiration, I've been inspired by a whole lot of things, like aside saving lives, also giving people the comfort, even if the person is in his or a dying state, you have to give that kind of care and comfort to the person to have a peace of mind.
Sure.
That's one of my main thing in medicine. And that's what I can say for now. But as time goes on, maybe I can add something.
Sure.
Yeah.
So how about you guys?
Okay. Mine also, I also say, people was, like what Dr. Ikia was saying. People come, I want to, heal people and all, but sometimes we forget that, human beings, we are social people, and we like, even though you don't heal somebody, even the way you talk to the person, the way you approach the person, like the smile you put on the person's face, goes a very long way to, heal the person quickly. Because imagine the story I was telling. One thing that made me really go back to say, oh, okay, medicine would be a very nice thing to do, is because I like the way the doctor approached the situation. Well, I was scared. My mom was scared, but I like the way the doctor came in. Like, we put comfort. This time made us feel comfortable. Put a smile on my face, even though I wasn't
beyond just
you get. So it's, if we can, as doctors, if we can try and put ourselves beyond just treating patients and put a smile on the patient's face, going in, just the way you talk to the patient is it can be a very good way to. So I feel that's one of the reasons why I wanted to.
That's cool.
With me, aside the passion I mentioned earlier on, I've always wanted to help people, and I feel being in the medical field offers you the platform to help people, because you see people coming to you with all sort of problems, and depending on the approach you give to it, like my colleague said, they become relief of whatever they are going through. And it's not just about, we are all medical students, and so we know what it means to be healthy. It's not just the absence of disease, but it goes a long way, talking about finance, psychologically, mentally. Like, so, and I see myself in most cases helping in this regard, and so that is the very reason why I'm in the medical field. That's why I mentioned earlier on about the passion, because it has always been my passion to help, and I feel to be able to help my community. If I'm in the medical field, because of the prestige attached, I will be able to have an influence, and that is why I'm here. Thank you.
So still stay tuned on MentiasieTV. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back, guys. Still on MentiasieTV with our wonderful people right here who are sharing their experiences with us. Would like to still ask them some questions. The next question I have for them is, why did you decide to come to Ukraine and not any other country? And also, what were your expectations when you were coming to the land of Ukraine?
And the follow-up question: when you got here, did those expectations were they met? Yeah.
Okay, I can start. Okay, for me, the reason why I chose Ukraine, actually I had a family friend here. Anyway, shout outs to Dr. Odate Lanti. Yeah, so he was the one that actually told my parents that, okay, this Ukraine is actually a very good place to be, and at least, yeah, it's affordable, and so I mean, he can help me with the processing and everything. So we agreed, and coming to Ukraine, I didn't really have a lot of expectations, because my dad has been to Europe before, so he actually knows the condition in Ukraine. So he told me that, oh, this place is not, it's not, yeah, it's not here. So like, let me not expect too much from the place. So I didn't come here with a lot of expectation, because I knew it's not like one big place I have to trying to, yeah. So on coming here, you know the funny thing, when I was coming, I don't know if I wasn't too sure whether it was winter, so I wore this one, Vans. Can you imagine? I wore Vans, and I got to Kyiv. Kyiv airport.
Did you come alone?
I actually came alone. I was supposed to come with a group.
Wow.
But the thing was, I delayed my flight, so I had to get a new.
A flight delay.
Yeah. I mean, something happened. So I wasn't able to come with the group. So they came through Lviv, and I came to Kyiv.
Oh, okay.
So my agent had to meet me in Kyiv. Funny enough, I was wearing Vans. Can you imagine? I got there, I was like, oh, let's go. So when I go to the airport, I was wondering, this place is cold though. So I was just there. And so my agents came, we settled everything, we got out, like, it was Wednesday, we was in the airport. So we sat in, going through the journey, my leg was freezing. Oh yeah, like, honestly, I was wondering, why did I even wear ones? I mean,
Such a welcome.
Ghana, there's no winter, so you don't know the difference.
Did your agent not tell you that's stressful?
Oh, I didn't really have any strong communication with my agent.
Oh, okay.
Only what I had was just the information about my agent then.
Okay.
Yeah, so that when I get there, he'll be the one to call me, then everything will follow. Yeah. So, but initially when I got here, I didn't come straight to the current city I am in, which is Ivano. I had to go to a different city, which is called Rivne. So that's where I did my language course.
Okay.
Yeah, I did my language course over there before I finally moved to Ivano. That's why I started first year. Yeah. So basically that's.
Okay, I will talk about mine and why I came to Ukraine. So like I said earlier on, I've always wanted to do medicine, and so when the door opened, nobody mentioned Ukraine to me, so I was looking for a place in Europe to study medicine. So I just went onto the internet and I started searching.
The serious one. Yeah.
And I see my being here to be in the plan of God, because, like I said, nobody told me of Ukraine. But then on the internet, it happened to be the first option that came. And so I started asking all the questions over there. And then I was actually supposed to come in 2012. In 2012, I got admission to the next university, but then it was closed, as in the time I got the invitation and everything. So I declined on that. And then it's 2013, I applied again. I got admission into Lugan State University. And so I came alone. I didn't come through anybody. I didn't know any.
Have you traveled before? That was your first time?
Yeah, it was my first time traveling outside Ghana.
And you managed to find your way out to get
visa processing and everything.
Yeah, so like with the visa processing, I knew quite a lot, and so I just went to the internet again, asking about visa, like where to get a visa. Wow. And I actually got a reply that gave me details of who to contact in Ghana. And so I contacted that person, and I had to submit every information that was required to them, and then they helped me with the processing of the visa.
Wow.
And so when the day came for me to leave Ghana, it was myself and my God coming, because I didn't know anybody.
This is great. It's a great one.
So we were sort of counseled or advised as in how to dress and things to carry.
Were online or?
Like with the agent that helped with the,
okay.
And one thing that I should say too is, you know, I said earlier on that I was working before, and I happened to work with this American doctor who gave me an advice, and that has really helped me, because he said to me that, Francis, you're going to Europe, and one thing I want you to know is that in most cases, the school you attend does not really matter, as in who you will become, because it's your determination. You could go to Harvard University, and if you don't put in the effort, you will not be anything. And so when I got to Lugan State University, first of all, when I arrived in Kyiv, I think on the 4th of October 2013, it actually snowed.
It keeps all the dates.
It actually snowed. It snowed, and my dressing was not. I had jacket. I was in a combat. How do you call it? Timberland, but it was not enough to help me take care of the cold, because it snowed on that day, and I had to travel by bus all the way to Lugansk.
Wow.
And it wasn't easy. And on getting to Lugansk, to the one to pick me was sort of not available. But thanks be to God, before I came, I could speak a little bit of the Russian.
Hey,
Because
you decided to learn it because you're coming on.
Yes, and you know, like I said, I had university education already. So, and where I was working, I had access to the internet. So, at the workplace, I could do one or two things on the internet. So that really helped me the day I arrived, because I could ask a few questions, and I was also given a SIM card at the airport. Okay. And so with my little experience, I just, when I got down at the Lugan station, went round, then got myself an airtime. So I had a number of the person to pick me up at the fire station. So I made a call, and then he came to pick me up, and then we got to the school, and I should be frank, and it wasn't what I expected, because, you know, I had university education already, and so I knew some stuff, and coming to Europe, I was sort of expecting at
Imagine
least
it to be boom.
the hostel conditions, yeah. But it wasn't as
Yes.
I expected. But then the advice the doctor gave me really helped, because then I remember what he told me, that it's not about the school, it's not about the environment, but it's about
You.
yeah.
Wow.
Funny enough, I was also given the same advice. Yeah, that it's not about the environment and where you study, but how you study
The
and
effort
what
that you
the
put
effort you
in.
put inside.
Wow.
Okay, so let me talk about mine.
Alright.
Alright. Okay. The reason why I chose Ukraine is because I had an admission to study here, and also financial wise, it was kind of cool as compared to other universities in different countries. So I came straight to Ukraine, and my first place, or the first city I got to, was Donetsk. And even before coming to Ukraine, I remember I used to watch Home Alone movies, and I was seeing all these snows. I'm like, oh, this snow, I can't wait to
You can't wait to experience
it. But frankly speaking, when I got here, I was wearing my summer clothing, and it was so funny. I was wearing this sandal, and I was thinking that
But I actually
we came together.
Yeah,
And I was the only girl among some men, some guys, some doctors. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I got here and I was expecting a whole lot of things, like the snow is gonna be cool, like walking in it barefooted and others. But my friend, it wasn't easy at all. But at the end of the day, we got here safely. And I expected a lot and I got it. And by God's grace, we are here in our final year. Though it hasn't been easy, but my dear, let me tell you, if you are focused, there is no way you can never achieve. You will achieve. Yeah.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Very,
Very interesting.
I'm really impressed with his own, because he actually did a lot of work. You know, most of us had agents and people helping us. Yeah. So we're just there. Then
Just
but
comes
for him to do the session,
for
everything by
himself
himself.
and everything for himself. That's
We tried. We tried.
Okay, let me add one more thing. Okay, you know, the idea was, initially I didn't, wasn't Ukraine I was supposed to come to. The thing was, I was looking at the Caribbean. That was the place here where I was so I actually applied and everything, and I wrote personal statement, or even the administrator of the school called me. Funny, like I was just there one day and I was called like, are you Reginald? What? You applied to this university, yeah. So you should bring. So I was actually working towards that side. So there was one day, then that was when that family friend just called. Like, okay, this is a very good opportunity. So I think instead of you wasting this opportunity, and I mean, like Dr. Ikea said, with the financial compared to Ukraine, it was cool. So she was way better. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you guys, right? We've all said how we got here, and some of you had expectations, some were met, others too were totally amazed. Yeah, so, but being in Ukraine and experiencing Ukraine for 5 to almost 6 years now, what are some of the things that you're proud of, that you always choose to be here?
I like what I'm proud of is, I can't say this is the first, this is but I'm just listing everything, like the internet. Yes.
Oh my God. Free calls.
Before you can make a free call, unless you stay awake till 12, yeah. So 12, and free night calls, you know. But here you can make calls
24/7.
oh my goodness.
Oh my God, just pick your phone and
that's what I like. And also their food, like meats, is not all that expensive. You get it like
food is actually cheap here. Food is cheap.
So I really remember this. Yeah, so these are some of the things I
miss about Ukraine.
The internet, that's it.
I'm enjoying their road system as well. The lights system, you know, there's no way we've experienced light out for a long time. Yeah, you always enjoy lights, the road system. The roads are free most of the time. Not that much traffic. When you are in a hurry going somewhere, at least there are sometimes you fall in traffic, but then
it's okay.
mostly
Average.
averagely it's fine.
It's fine.
And the internet, we've all enjoyed the internet since we came here.
Me, I like the organized system because I remember when I went to Ghana after 3 years, even though I've missed home and I was so confused, I was irritated. And it's like, here is such that when you want this thing, you know where to go to. And it's accessible, like you just get everything you want right in front of you. But, you know, go to Ghana, well, you find some place like that, but where I was coming from, you have to really roam to get something I want. And it was always frustrating, like, I was really missing you, even though I know I've missed home and everything. Like, so I know I just pictured where I can get this and where I can get that. This me walking all around, I wasn't even getting. I didn't even know where to get the things, and I was very frustrated. So I like doing everything is organized. Like if you go to the market, you know that okay, this place is like this, and I love their marketplace. It's so neat. You know how they just put. It's beautiful to just watch the veggies and everything arranged specially in a nice way. So I think I love that. In addition to everything that you said.
And I would like to add that even though Ukraine is not developed, you realize that almost everything is in place and it's working.
So
you talk of, like my friend mentioned, their roads and
so on point.
their engineering system is very good, such that you don't see flooding like we have in Ghana. Because over here there are no gutters, as in gutters that you see. Everything is underground, and I've been to some of the remote areas, and you realize that even the remotest part of the country, you have access to gas, whereby you don't have to do much to get energy to cook or to do any stuff. So. Yeah, and electricity, the water system,
the water,
everything is good.
I'm saying, honestly, the thing is, Ukraine and Ghana, there's no, like the difference when you compare, as in with the progress, like economic progress, is not so, because I believe Ghana too has a lot of like.
Well, it depends on where you
but
stay
the thing
anyway.
is, with Ukraine, but the thing with Ukraine, their system works. The system works. The system works.
The system is really working.
The system works. If Ghana, like, the system should work, I believe it's like
to be far,
it would be way, because the thing is, if you want to book, you want to buy a ticket online for train, that internet, you can just buy, go to the train station, you're there. You want to
these terminals.
Yeah, everything is just working. It's not like Ghana where,
you always have to go to one place.
The system is not
whatever you want.
The system is not working. That's what makes things difficult in Ghana. If the system should work, it would be very.
And I really like their medical facility, their structure.
Yeah,
I really like it.
I
really love it because when you go out right now, you go to a particular place, maybe this is where your hostel is or your apartment is, you find yourself maybe a stomatology like hospital kind of there. They have a lot of pharmacy, apteca. That's how they say it.
I love the apteca.
So I like it so much, and even when you are sick and you go, for instance, the way you move smoothly, unlike Ghana, you have to go and join that queue before you get to the doctor for some consultation and other things. But this place is really cool, and I'm hoping and praying that, and I know that some are happening in Ghana, but I'm hoping to see more.
Yes, in many areas.
Just to add to what she just said about the ambulance system, for instance, it's fantastic. You just give a call within minutes.
Police, like you don't even need them. They'll be there. They're all needed.
Just calm. I've witnessed a few instances where people had issues and just a call. Within about 3 minutes, an ambulance will come and take care of you.
Because it's like they're everywhere, and there are hospitals all around, like, and then the pharmacies, and then, so it's like so close to you.
Yeah.
Like the police cars all around. So if there's a problem, just calling them, they are there. So,
And their driving system as well, especially when you are trying to cross the road. Yeah,
traffic
you
light,
see the traffic zebra crossing and other things.
It's really working.
Yeah, they really respect that. Because I've experienced them in Ghana, I was
I stood there for God knows how long.
Those people, they really respect that.
I think when you try crossing, you'll be pressing like they're actually angry with you for crossing when the car is coming. Chill, this is zebra crossing.
Why they respect their zebra
You
crossing?
just stand on it, they'll just stop for you.
A car will be speeding like
Yeah,
120. But once you're in the zebra,
You just take a step like this and then
And talking about the driving, you know, when you're traveling, maybe moving from one city to the other, they like to keep a very constant speed.
Yeah.
Like constant.
I agree.
So they don't.
What are the number of hours?
So you hardly, that's why you don't even
That's why you don't see a lot of
accidents. Yeah, you hardly hear
Of course,
about
there are accidents, but it's not as
few.
massive. Like the way accidents happen in Ghana and see how injured people are. You don't see those.
It's not so tragic.
When they want to get to a particular city in a particular hour or maybe time, they get
You
there
get
at
there
that
exact
particular
time.
time.
Exactly.
So you don't miss any
Yeah,
appointments.
It's
Sure.
really true.
It's really working.
That's
really
why
working.
the buses, they know exactly when you are going to board a bus, they know exactly
The
when
time
it's
you
going
get.
to get to where, even though there are stops, but still, they will still
Stick to,
make it
yeah.
within the time.
And your taxi system, oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh, guy, talk about
Yeah.
that.
Oh, but well, it's coming, Ghana.
That's
Like,
good,
yeah,
that's
you
good,
actually
that's
buy
good.
taxi
But
bike,
yeah,
so
you
you
know,
get
you
to
know one
there.
thing that we
companies.
need not forget is about the address system here.
Okay.
Wow.
Address system. That is one thing that is really helping with the taxi.
But it's really
For
coming
instance,
up in
Yeah.
Because in Ghana, for
yeah.
instance,
Some
It's really coming
places
up.
you get
Yeah.
missing, they'll drop you somewhere. You have to
the address system is not
Sure.
working, and so how can you call a taxi? What address are you going to use? But here, even go to the interiors, the address system is working.
Yeah.
But
I've
we are
been to
getting there.
the interior,
Yeah,
so
we're praying.
I want to say one thing, you know, since we are saying all these things, I believe we, like they always say, I mean, if you want to change, you should be the change. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
but we should also challenge ourselves when
Of
we go
course,
back
of
That's
home,
our
course,
reason.
of course.
put the effort in to make the changes back home. So that at least the change can also spread like a virus.
So, oh yeah. So not to
Yeah,
drift too much away. Quick question for all of us: which year, or I should say, generally, how has your medical experience been on the land of Ukraine? Or maybe if you have a favorite year, you have a worst year, you can share some experiences with us.
Okay.
So this is with medicine.
Medicine, yeah.
For
As a
me,
medical student.
in medical school, it has been like ups and downs, a lot of ups and downs. Ups and downs. Ups and downs.
Oi.
Ups and
I
downs.
feel it.
And I think my worst year was third year.
Aww.
I remember there was a time. It was funny, you know, because there was one time I was like, I don't know, I think I was just done. I didn't want to continue again. There was one time I just called my mom. Nah, you know what? I'm just coming home. I can't do this anymore. I can't. And the woman was just like disturbed. Like, Reggie, what's wrong with you? Like, oh, man, you know what? You just give me one. I just want to come to Ghana for 1 week. But I knew exactly what I was going to
Your
do.
plan.
When I come, I won't go back again because
You were
I was
done.
just, I was so,
You're
I don't know,
frustrated, yeah?
I thought maybe I was just homesick, probably. I believe maybe I
So was
just
it
homesick.
really with the course like that you were doing, or it was just that you're just feeling?
Yeah,
You're not
with
feeling the vibe.
everything, yeah, everything there. I felt my routine was just going, like, it was just in circles.
cycle.
My routine was just in circles, so I just wanted to break from that routine
Difference,
because
you're
I
tired.
was just
I understand.
A
crashing.
lot of pressures.
Yeah, and also
coming down.
school because you didn't, you know, that was the time
10
when we
year
were about to
call.
write one of our major exams.
Yeah.
So everything
First.
was just coming, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, doing this,
It's
doing
hectic,
that.
actually.
Pathophysiology,
Yeah.
part
10
of
years
oncology.
bad.
Part
10 years
physio,
hectic.
pharmacology, the 3 Ps, path move,
Yeah.
which actually that's the pathology, like anatomic pathology of this one, anatomy. Yeah, and so there was one time, so my mom was still disturbed, because after a while, she didn't still understand why I made that statement. So after a month, she called me back like, what is she didn't understand what I said, like what do I mean by I want to come back and what like. So I just told her that, you know what, I'm okay, you fine, let's just forget about it, because I actually realized I believe it's a calling, and me coming here wasn't just it wasn't let me say by accident. I believe that there was a cause for me coming here. So if I should break and go back home, I've lost everything. So why not stay? So I had to listen to motivational video, like I had to watch motivational videos, listen to just psych myself every day. I even had to write some notes on my walls, so that when I wake up in the morning, I'll be looking at them, just saying them to myself, so that I can be motivated to move on and do, because I was so depressed.
And do you have maybe one of a year that you really
enjoyed?
Yeah, you've really enjoyed as a medical student.
Yeah. Okay.
When you came to my class.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Fourth year, and also, but me.
When you came to my class.
Oh no, but me, I believe one of my very good years, so first year and second year.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, that was one of my.
What made it
actually, yeah. At times when you share some things, I realize.
What made it cool for you, first year, second year?
I think I was very ginger. Like I was
okay, you had the
ginger.
energy.
I was very ginger for medicine. Like I was studying everything.
The first
everything, every article. I was studying every
year
article.
Was my worst. Yeah. In fact, first year was the worst of all. I didn't even know what I was doing with my life. Like, the change was drastic. Leaving home, I was not used to change. Let me say. And so trying to find my feet was a problem. The academics was life was a problem. Everyone was a problem. Everything. Oh God.
There was one time I met her on campus, and from her facial expression,
who, me?
You'll be fine, okay? Just calm down, you'll be fine.
I hated first day of my life. This is just terrible.
Some people with the kind of treatment they were getting back home, and finding themselves all alone on this land, and even getting to the point where you see how these people can relate with foreigners at times. Getting to the point where you are being treated. Let's say if you're a princess back home, you come here, you are treated like a servant, a slave.
No, but the next was bad.
It brings this
was too much. Wow. For me, I've really enjoyed our convo. It's been very interesting. So my last and final question for you guys is
actually my last as well.
Your last, yeah. So in final year, you'll be finishing very soon, like 3 months to go. So what do you look forward to? What should we expect from you guys as medical doctors?
Well, like you rightly said, I'm almost a doctor. And so I'm looking forward to going back, writing my...
Oh, you want to go back home?
Yes, going back to Ghana, write the exams to get the licenses to practice, and then start enjoying medicine. And like I said, help my people. That's all what I'm looking forward to.
Means the mission is still on course.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That's
cool. So how about you?
Dr. Ekia.
Yes. Okay, the same thing, but what I'm expecting is I'll be able to achieve that dream I had, that inspiration that I had, and save people, and financially I get some cash to help cash. Yes.
I think we are all expectant of life after medical school. And one thing I would like to say, let's also not forget to plan very well. At the end of the day, you still have to plan for marriage.
Okay.
Medical school.
Okay.
Medical school is like a journey. If you enter early, you leave early. If you enter late, obviously you have to leave late. So you put all these plans in place, And we don't have to be scared because there is still life after medical school. Most of us, I believe, will write exams.
Yeah.
Just like he rightly said, or travel outside, let's say, to a different country to further education in terms of specializing in a particular field. We're all expectant of such things, but we'll finish and go. For that one is for sure.
Sure.
We'll go, if to write exams, we'll write. Let's keep planning and then put things in place so that we won't be scared at the end of the day when we face the real world.
And be positive.
And make your family proud.
Yeah.
And put God first.
Yeah.
That's one, puts God.
Very
First.
important. So, thank you very much for joining us.
He has final word. Just say
Okay.
it.
And also what I want to say is, I mean, you should always have the reason for which you came to do this prestigious profession. I mean, let your why always sound in your ears. Like, why did I come to do medicine? Why? I mean, it will give you a clearer picture into what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
Sure.
Always put God first.
First. It's important. Without that, man.
So these are your favorite hosts, Richmond Quackson and
Lady.
right here on MentiasieTV.
See you next week.
TGIF vibes.
Whoa.
Bye.
Shout out
Keep
to
watching Mentiasie
Jack
TV.
Road, the
The
number
number
one.
one.
Look for your phone. And
Shout out to Edigi Dogbe.
Shout out to Doctor, soon to be doctors Adrani
Adrani.
and Educhi
Makafui and
for this
Eduzi.
wonderful studio.
And a producer. I mean,
Hey, not forgetting my parents.
bye.
Jack Rowe.
See you right here.
I made it, oh, we know by the spirit. And nothing just control it, it's in my blood now.